If you've been on this channel for a while, you know that I'm a big fan of Godox flashes. I think I started using them around 2017, and they're my go-to whenever I need flash on a professional shoot. So when this thing landed, I was honestly kind of excited, even though there was nothing that I really wanted from a flash. This is interesting. What will it bring to the table that I don't already have? Let's check it out. Right then, let's see if this is business as usual. Might actually be a bit better than usual. So, instructions, compatibility chart. We've got the usual stand. That's fine, no problem there. We've got the VB30 battery. They're stating 400 full power shots on a charge. I usually get way more in real-time use. This little package seems interesting. USB-C cable including, gone flying, and apparently we can charge the battery within the flash. We have a nice charging block there. You don't see these included that often these days. We've got, I believe, the detachable flash module. Pretty cool, that. Quite shiny. Right, let's just pop that back in for the moment. And then, yeah, right, let's get that out of the way. The unit itself is within this. Now, as long-time sufferers to the channel will know, I love a belt loop, and this gives you the best of both worlds. Yeah, really, really good. This section is new to me here, little holder there. Cool. That is the evolution of the flash bag, is rather decent. I mean, I'd rather not have that, but you could tape it over. I'd rather you didn't have to do that, but there you go. But that is a good little bit of kit, and there it is. Not too bad. Standard, let's just say high quality plastics. Battery goes in there. Let's see if I get this the right way around. Straight in. On the side, we can see the USB-C port there. We've got this other port there. We've got the, the sync port, I believe. Someone will correct me, no doubt. The release for the battery. On the flip, that's where you charge it. So that's probably for firmware. You can check that out in the book itself. We'll get to the touchscreen in a minute. The head is all right. Round attachment points, that's absolutely fine. Yeah. Now on the front, we do have there, of course. So we've got a built-in Godox 2.4G wireless X system, so it can work as both a transmitter and a receiver, which is fantastic. It can be triggered and controlled by any Godox system, of course. Let me just check out that head, because that's important to me. I think it's the same as my V860s, so we can go all the way that way and almost all the way that way. That is actually really, really good, as I'm a big fan of bounce flash. Now, of course, we've got the Sony model here, but I mostly use my flashes with the Fujifilm gear. So let's see if we can boot this up. Might help with the focus a bit. Right, so we're gonna have English, so we'll pop that in there. Rotate. There we go. Look at that. That is, oh, touchscreen. So it's 2.3 inch color touchscreen. This is a bit flash in it, so we can flick manual power, TTL. So you can just slide it there, 1, 2, 5, 6, slide all the way to 1, 1. So easy. Zoom, there's your zoom options in there. TTL, that is really, really nice. Of course, we've got a 2-watt LED modeling light with 10 levels, but this thing is offering 70 to 100 full power flashes at a go without overheating. Probably overkill for me, but you know, the power is supposedly there. Now, if you've got an A9 III, that's dimming. I wonder if we can get into that a bit more. Oh, there you go. Full-on menu system. Pretty easy to use. That is really cool. I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. That is sweet. Oh, how do we get back? There we go. I'm not sure how you get back yet, but we'll work it out. Maybe it's just... Oh, that's off. Rotate to unlock, and we're back. Beautiful. And actually, we've got a few symbols here for the battery life. That is really, really cool. There's a lot to get into with this thing. Now, if you're an A9 III user, for example, you've got the global shutter sync up to 1/80,000 second, 1/80,000th of a second. That is insane. I can't take advantage of that, of course. Come back, you. Now, what... I'm quite fascinated with this touchscreen. Sorry. It's just a little overview initially. I'll be mainly using it as a TTL Speedlite. Business seems to be as usual. I really do need to play with that a lot. So yeah, let's do that now. I've got to say, so far, I'm happy with this flash. Now, I'm only testing it at the moment to see if I'm going to be happy to put it into action. So, no special shots in this video. Sorry, that'll come later. But I've used this thing enough now to be able to put some thoughts out there and hear what you think about the flash. For me then, the build, very similar to the other Godox flashes that I own or have owned in the past. Possibly could be a touch sturdier, but for my use, I'm very confident it will survive the hustle and bustle of an event shoot. Handling wise, everything is easy to operate. The touchscreen actually makes life way easier than with my current setup. It's surprisingly responsive and relatively intuitive. Now, I never really wanted for a touchscreen before, but once I started to use this one, it became very handy. I'm a fan of the updated UI, and while a physical lock switch would be better, it's not that hard to lock and keep it locked. I'm not necessarily a fan of round-headed flashes anyway, so I'd love to see a rectangular head model, but all is in order and I can't really fault this flash. I love the extra power that we're getting. The battery life seems to be spot on, as I've experienced with all Godox flashes, to be fair, that I've used professionally and so on. The light quality is spot on. I don't see this flash being a problem put to some actual work. Now, when I shoot weddings and events, I very rarely shoot full power, often, so I can easily get by with one charge. In fact, barely half of one charge will be used on a typical job for me. But it's always wise to carry a spare battery in case the one you've got fails. But for charging on the go, that port on the battery is a very nice touch. Now, TTL. The big question for me It works a treat with my Sony camera. Some of the rough samples I shot to test were almost shot in pitch black just to test the power, the recycle and the light quality. But in the real world, my shoots would be more a case of balancing the ambient with a TTL and going for it. And this works. It does the job perfectly on my A7 III, for example. Now, I've made a video about my bounce flash style. Effectively measure the ambient light, then turn on TTL and go for it. See how you get on. The flash does it perfectly well. Finally, I'm not sure I'll ever use the detachable flash module, but it works fine. Should you get this or the V1 Pro, which shares many identical features? Well, the main difference is the V1 Pro offers slightly faster recycle time, more flashes per full battery charge, and is slightly cheaper at £308. The V100 has a higher power output, 2.3-inch full color touchscreen that we've found to be very handy instead of a standard LCD that honestly we were perfectly happy with before. Slightly longer recycle times from full power flashes. It's around a 4-second recycle time. Now, an off-camera alternative would be the Godox AD100 Pro, but I haven't tested that to say for sure. And anyway, it's not a direct competitor to this model. But if you don't need an on-camera flash, but you want a portable unit with the same power and general quality, that could be worth looking at. As I said before, I prefer a rectangle head model because it suits my style of bounce flash shooting, but the round head should be more suitable for shooting through softboxes, umbrellas and stuff like that. Now, the minimum zoom of 28mm could be improved on as well, though you could get a clip-on filter to adjust for that. Another question though, should the next model, there we think about it, should it be weather sealed? Well, it would make sense for outdoor shooters, but as it stands, this is a top quality product, a little bit higher on the price from the gear that we're currently using, but I think for what it's offering, the little bit of innovation too, yeah, very good job, Godox. Let's see what you've got for me next then.